Good morning, everyone. I want to call to order Warren County Fiscal Court, Thursday, May 11th at 9 a.m. Thank you all for our visitors and guests and department heads for being here today. We're going to start off today with an invocation from Pastor Jacob Holmes. He's with Centerpoint Church, followed by the Pledge of the Flag by Esquire Rick Williams. Pastor Holmes.
Let's all bow our heads in a word of prayer today. Father God, we glorify your name. We worship you and we honor you for the greatness of who you are. We are so grateful for every good and perfect gift that you've given to us. We stop and pause in our day to honor you for those good and perfect gifts. The good gifts that we look over each and every day, that we take for granted so often, the clothes on our backs, food that we eat, the roof over our heads, all the little things that we take for granted that a third of the world wish they had. We say thank you for those good gifts, for the perfect gifts that you've given, the gift of grace, the gift of love, and most importantly, the gift of your Son, Jesus. Thank you. Before we say please, Lord, before we say give, before we ask for anything, we want to thank you for what you've already given. And today, in that same book that says that you're the giver of good gifts, the book of James, it also says that you're the giver of wisdom, and that you give it liberally and generously to those who ask. So now, I pray for divine wisdom for each and every leader and decision maker in this room who are working on behalf of our great county. I pray for a divine wisdom to do what is best, to do what is right, even when it's inconvenient. I pray, Lord Jesus, for that wisdom to come flowing down from heaven like water, like rain upon us. And I pray for the peace and the prosperity of our great county, and that we would become a beacon of hope and light to the entire state of Kentucky. We pray, Lord, also how you taught us to pray. All of us in union together praying the Lord's Prayer, saying, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Amen.
Pastor.
If you'd all please stand and face the flag, join me in pledging allegiance to our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pastor Holmes. Appreciate that. All right, will the clerk please call the roll?
Esquire Lasley.
Here.
Esquire Cummings.
Here.
Esquire Williams.
Here.
Esquire McWhorter. Here. Esquire Lawrence.
Here.
Esquire Aldridge.
Here.
All right. We get a motion to approve the minutes of the fiscal court meeting on April 28th, 2023. Motion by Esquire Cummings, second by Esquire McWhorter. Any corrections or deletions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item, approve the work schedule for the Warren County Road Department. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Aldridge. Questions or discussions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item is approve the personnel changes for Warren County. Motion by Squire Williams, second by Squire Lawrence. Questions or discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to tell you we're going to skip item 7. Had a scheduling conflict, but we want to recognize, we sure will do that. Warren East, their high school percussion ensemble, they were the 2023 Winter Guard International World Champions, so that's a fantastic thing, and we'll be sure to celebrate that soon. All right, next we have some guests with us today. Our Megan Anderson, Stuart Payton, and Joe Plunk's here to discuss our secondary roads discussion for the Department of Highways.
Morning, Judge.
Morning, Stuart.
Thank you for having us this morning, fitting us in early. My name is Stuart Payton. I am the branch manager for project development and preservation for District 3, Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. I do want to mention who's with me today. Some of you recognize some new faces. I see new faces, but Megan Anderson is the new section engineer for our Bowling Green section. Feel free to introduce yourself. She is going to be the face of the Warren County unit. And also with us is our Chief District Engineer, Joe Plunk. I'm here today to present the fiscal year 24 rural secondary road program for Warren County. If you would, you can just follow along with me on the handout. This year's fiscal allotment, the projected allotment is $1,873,609. There was a free balance carryover from last year. That additional funds will be added to the total funds available for this year's program. So that puts us at $2,085,326. The flex funds that's been allotted this year, that's 15% of the initial distribution. It goes directly to the county's discretion, is $281,041. So the way the entire allotment breaks down, item for item, item number 1 is the routine maintenance and traffic of the 155 miles here in Warren County for a total of $674,500. Item number 2, as I mentioned, is the flex funds. So that's the 15% of the distribution for the county's use at $281,000. Item number 3 is proposed to resurface 4.396 miles of Kentucky 961. This is the Claypool-Boyce section from the T at New Cut Road and extending all the way to Cemetery Road.
Hallelujah.
That's a good move. That's right.
Yep. It will have several base failure repairs, subgrade repairs prior to the resurfacing, and it'll get a rock shoulder and permanent pavement marking. So
Great.
that project totals for $584,624. Item number 4 is to resurface 2.416 miles of Highland Church Road. That's Highway 626 from Morgantown Road, extending east all the way to Barren River Road. Similar here, we will repair base failures, do pavement repairs, and then this section will receive chip seal shoulders and permanent pavement markings for a project total of $285,234. And then item number 5 is to resurface 2 miles of Mount Olivet Road. This is Highway 526, beginning at the intersection with Kentucky 185, and it will end around the 2-mile marker. The project will have base failure repairs prior to resurfacing and will receive rock shoulders and permanent pavement markings. So this project at $259,927 will leave a remaining balance of 0 for this year's program.
Perfect. Any questions for Stuart on that?
I didn't see any 4th district money in there.
I was kind of looking through their judge and said there wasn't nothing in the 2nd district.
Would you have any roads in the
For
second?
that's right, for the 50th straight year, there'll be none in the 2nd district, I can tell you that. So that's fine. So you can go across the street and see if they can help Tom. That'd be good. So
I will say, Judge, that the Claypool-Boyce Road
Yes.
is a much needed, and I've got more calls on that road
Yeah.
than anything I get. So thank
Yeah.
you all for putting that on the agenda for this year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're trying our best to stretch the money. Again, I don't know that this requires a formal vote. We just ask that we were recorded in the minutes. And then I do have a few other project updates. If there's no other questions, I'd like to just give you
be great.
some minor updates on other projects within the county. I know Mr. Aldridge may not know, but we had a couple projects in last year's program that we struggled to get competitive bids. One of them was Browning Road. We had a grade and drain and a resurfacing project that had been let that we just, again, we're struggling to get competitive bids. So that project will be completed this year with last year's funds, but we're just going to have to perform more of the work in-house with KYTC forces, and then it will be resurfaced.
That's 3 for him, so 1 for me. No for
And
this.
then there was Highway 1297, the far east end of Hydro Gott Road, all the way to the Berrien County line. It's going to be in this month's letting. So kind of some leftover from last year's program, but again, we're struggling for competitive bids.
Okay. Great. Any questions for Stuart? Megan, looking forward to working with you as well. And Joe, always good to have you here for sure.
Yep.
We will look for a motion to accept that rural secondary road program. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire Cummings. Any discussion or questions? No, seeing none, we'll call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Thank you for having us, Judge.
Yes, thank you so much. It's always great for you to be here. Thank you. We appreciate the hard work and always looking forward to working with you. Thank you all.
Before they leave, I want to say personally, thanks, Joe. He's always available to me when I pick the phone up and call him, and I want to say thank you for your dedication and service to the state and to Warren County.
Yeah.
Because I really appreciate you very much.
Yeah, does a great job. Thanks. So, thank you all. Stuart, good seeing you, buddy. All right, next item, Sheriff Hightower.
Thank you, Judge, Magistrates. I just wanted to formally recognize a promotion that we recently did, and Evan Cook has been in our Criminal Investigation Division for several years. He's kind of the informal leader already, and it's always one of the toughest things I have to do is promotions, period, because, you know, there's one person that gets it, and whoever else doesn't is like, you know, why not me? You know, the good thing is we have several always good candidates anytime we have within our agency. But so I just wanted to call Evan down here in front and formally recognize him as our new criminal investigations supervisor. And so, Evan, if you have any issues with criminal investigations, he's got a tough job. He's going to be managing a couple of these guys back here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
and
full
look
time.
at him.
Especially the one on the left.
Yeah, I don't know. They all kind of, you know, but we do appreciate it. And he has done a phenomenal job in the time I've been here with several major case investigations and helping. And like I say, normally our patrol and our other criminal investigators kind of filter to him to ask his opinion on things. So very excited about that. He's not in Class A, which is great. He's in there. We're going to give him his sergeant stripes and that. And so in this promotional certificate here too. So we really do appreciate it, Evan, and we look for good things for you. And we'll be calling you a lot more during the night.
Yeah. Sarge, yeah, let's do it. That's right. Why don't we have you come up and we'll get a picture, and I'd like to actually have all the rest of the Sheriff Department employees come up as well, and if we could get a picture up here with Sergeant Cook, that'd be great. It's a big day. Thank you for that.
And I pray for you with all.
Yeah, Badad would do that.
airport empty. Congratulations again, sir. Sheriff, always good job, buddy.
That girl. Okay, our next item is item number 10, and this is approving the renaming of the lake at Basil Griffin Park to the Jesse Thornton Lake. We have a motion by Squire Lasley, a second by Squire Lawrence. And questions or discussion? And I'm going to turn this over to Squire Lasley.
Yeah, thanks, Judge. Just want to provide a little bit of history on this, that as many of us know, the Warren County Parks and Rec system is growing into be one of the crown jewels of Warren County, and one of the real positive things that we offer community and families throughout the county. But it really did start from fairly humble beginnings, and what this resolution does, or this motion does, is does two things. One is it honors the contribution and legacy of Jesse Thornton, who served as our first Parks Director. He actually served 2 stints as Director of Parks for Warren County. And where this process really got going was a few months ago. Richard Thornton introduced me to Jesse and the contributions he made. And it turns out he's a fairly interesting guy. In addition to the contributions he made for Warren County, he actually played basketball for Adolph Rupp. And served a career in the military where he's a recreational director for at least 18 years, maybe a little bit longer than that. But in the 1860s, in the 1960s, he was named the first full-time Warren County Parks Director, and his role in getting the ball rolling and developing and laying the foundation and growing Parks and Recreation in Warren County was very significant to where we are now. He actually came back and served a second stint, and we're fortunate to have 2 of his children here, Diane Lewis and Richard Thornton, are here today. The other thing that this thing does, in addition to honoring Mr. Thornton's contribution to Warren County, is I think also reinforces or allows us to educate people on the early history of the park system. And so one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to have a event where we recognize Jesse Thornton with the lake, but we're also going to have work with Chris Kummer and the Parks Department to have recognition and provide some history about the early days, which really laid the foundation for where we are now. So
Great. Thank you for that. It's fantastic. Any questions on that? Perfect. If not, clerk, please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
So Diane and Richard, you're so grateful for you to be here today, and we have a June, we'll work on the details on that, but we are going to have a public ceremony at the park, and would love obviously for you to be there and say a few words. But it's a great way to honor, a lot of times, no one ever gets to where they are without people before them doing some big things. And so for your father and the impact he continues to make in this community is great. And so what a fantastic way to honor him, his legacy, and the groundwork that he laid. Thank you, Squire Lasley, for bringing that to our attention, and as an appropriate honor for him. So congratulations. Thank you so very much. Okay. And you're welcome. Mr. Thornton, you want to say anything, or you? I'm hoping some of them live in the first district for Scott's sake, but Or the second, that's right. But we're grateful for that, and we'll look forward to having a community-wide celebration for your father here soon at the park. So thank you so
Thanks for the
much.
articles in the back, because I wonder if Coomer would consider it $5,000 salary, so. The original started with 1967, so.
Yeah. I'd probably answer for him, but okay, that's good. So thank you so very much. All right, next item, approve the second and final reading of ordinance 2329 establishing Labrador Drive, Tundra Avenue, and Duluth Drive located in Northridge Subdivision Phase 12 as county roads and authorizing maintenance thereon and setting speed limits thereon. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Aldridge. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams. Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 12, approve second and final reading of ordinance 2330, rezoning property located at the northwest corner of Nashville Road and Rich Pond Rockfield Road from agriculture and highway business to general business and agriculture, containing approximately 2.89 acres and presently owned by Neil Dillard, Kay Dillard, and June Hayden. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Aldridge. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 13, approve second and final reading of ordinance 2331, rezoning property located at 6427 Old Scottsville Road and 0 Scottsville Road from agriculture and residential estate to townhouse multifamily residential containing approximately 1.78 acres and presently owned by Barry Jones and Cynthia Jones. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire McWhorter. Questions or discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Approve second and final reading of ordinance 2332, authorizing a lighting agreement between Warren Rural Electric Cooperative Corporation and Harmony Subdivision, Section 1. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 15, grant judge executive authority to sign the Burn Jag grant application and all related documents for the Drug Task Force grant funding application. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Williams. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 16 is approve the third quarter financial report for the Hadley Volunteer Fire Department.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire McWhorter. Question or discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item is approve the 211 report for April 2023.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Aldridge. Discussion, please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item, 18, approve first reading of ordinance 2333, setting aside ordinance 2324 and rezoning property located at 209 Massey Road from agriculture to rural residential containing approximately 5.32 acres and presently owned by Wesley and Farrah Lambert. This correction is due to a clerical error.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire Lawrence. Any questions or discussions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 19 is approve first reading of ordinance 2334, rezoning property located at 165 Gherkin Road, a portion of that from agriculture to residential estate containing approximately 1 acre and presently owned by Philip Moore and Mary Beth Moore Collins. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Aldridge. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 20 is approved first reading of ordinance 2335, rezoning property located at 0 Long Road and 1205 Matlock Road from agriculture to residential estate and single-family residential containing approximately 11.1070 acres and presently owned by Thomas J. and Georgia R. Blevins.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Aldridge. Question or discussions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 21 is approved first reading of ordinance 2336, rezoning property located at 0 and 886 Gherkin Road from agriculture and residential estate to residential estate containing approximately 27.9933 acres and presently owned by Sandra Duval. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Aldridge. Question or discussions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 22 is approved first reading of ordinance 2337, rezoning property located at 2177 Woodburn Allen Springs Road from agriculture to residential estate containing approximately 1.45 acres and presently owned by Kelly and Shirley Roberts.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Aldridge. Question or discussions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 23 is approved first reading of ordinance 2338, rezoning property located at 0 Morgantown Road from single-family residential to multi-family residential containing approximately 16.49 acres and presently owned by Jeffrey Moore. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire Lawrence. Question or discussions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 24 is approved first reading of ordinance 2339, rezoning property located at 0 Scottsville Road from single-family residential to office and professional commercial containing approximately 0.91 acres and property located at 0 Sunflower Lane, a portion of it, from office and professional commercial to single-family residential containing approximately 0.35 acres and presently owned by Eastwood Baptist Church, Inc. and VISAAC LLC, care of Mike Vitale.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Lasley. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 25 is approved determination the amount of $4,436.04 to Dell for the purchase of 3 computers for Warren County Emergency Management. State price contract. This is budgeted, but it will also replace 2 2017 models and 1 2016 model PC. Motion by Squire Williams, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 26 is authorized judge executive to sign all documents relating to the court facilities local government reimbursement form for fiscal year 2024, and this is regarding the Justice Center and the contract that we have with the state of Kentucky. Motion by Squire Lasley, second by Squire Williams. Any question or discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 27 is authorized judge executive to sign all documents relating to the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet Roadway Centerline Maintenance Program Local Official Review Acknowledgement.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Aldridge. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 28 is approved determination the amount of $4,525.92 to Wayne's Body Shop for repairs to a 2020 Chevrolet Silverado damaged by the road department. 3 quotes received. This was the lowest and best. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Aldridge. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 29 is approve the March 2023 Treasurer's Report. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Williams. Any question or discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 30 is approved determination in the amount of $12,500 to Sam Ford for the Civic Imagination Future of Bowling Green Leadership Planning Session. And before we have a vote on that, that is a project that we're working on, the fiscal court's working on, that's going to be an civic imagination of the future of Bowling Green and Warren County. We have unprecedented growth coming our way, and that is where we're going to get together 50 to 60 individuals of various backgrounds for a seminar and a planning session so that we can try to make decisions based on the future of what is going to happen, what's going well, what's not going well, and the changes we're going to make. And so I've put that on there. That's coming out of our marketing and advertising budget, but it is a workshop, a one-day workshop. More details will come after that if that fancies the court. Is there a motion for that? Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire McWhorter. Any questions or discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 31 is approved determination in the amount of $15,000 even to Reynolds Sealing and Striping for painting and restriping the parking garage. This is a state price contract. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 32 is approve the health insurance plans for 2023 and 2024 fiscal year. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Want to thank.
Just curious how this fell in line with the total cost from previous years.
Yes, Esquire Cummings, what I consider the high plan, the one with the $250 deductible, actually went down 5.7%. The middle and core plans went up, I think, between 8 and 9%. I think the average was about 4.7.
Yeah, the family plans specifically, I know that looked like it went up
On which plan?
in the middle and high.
Yes, on the middle, it would have been up about 8%.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for the insurance committee and then all of our department heads for working through that. This is the time of year they do that. It's always a tough thing, and of course, as most things, as we're well aware, our claims history has a lot to do with our insurance opportunities, and so appreciate Keiko's hard work and the insurance committee on keeping those costs as low as humanly possible. Okay. Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Will the treasurer please report the claims?
General fund, $948,967. Road fund, $230,605. Jail fund, $299,869. Stormwater fund, $75,026. Grant fund, $180,845. And TIF fund, $1,265,583. You have to answer any questions.
Any questions for the treasurer?
Make a motion, we pay the claims.
Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Aldridge. Question or discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, before we move on, I want to read something that's in the paper just because this is the time of year to do it every 10 years, but this is about reapportionment. And starting today, you'll see this ad in the paper. In accordance with KRS 67.045, 2022 Kentucky Acts Chapter 11 and KRS Chapter 424, notice is given that the Warren County Fiscal Court plans to appoint 3 citizens of the county and the county clerk as a non-voting member as commissioners to reapportion the county's 6 districts for justice of the peace or magistrates and constables. The appointments will be made at the Fiscal Court's meeting on May 25th, 2023 at 9 a.m. in the Warren County Fiscal Courtroom. Within 60 days following their appointment, the commissioners shall reapportion the county into not less than 3, no more than 8 districts laid out so that the districts are compact, contiguous, and the population of each district shall be as nearly equal as is reasonably possible. Lay off the boundary lines of the districts and file a written report showing the boundary and estimated population of each district in the office of the county clerk and with each member of the fiscal court. The first meeting of the commissioners will take place on June 2nd, 2023 at 10 a.m. in the conference room at Planning and Zoning, which is at 922 State Street, Suite 200. Within 60 days of the receipt of the report, the fiscal court shall consider the report of the commissioners and adopt or amend the report in establishing the districts. In accordance with KRS 67.045, within 20 days of the establishment of the districts by the fiscal court, any registered voter of the county may bring an action into the circuit court to challenge the reapportionment and enforce the provisions of KRS 67.045. I am going to assume a lawyer wrote that, but that is actually what's going to happen. And so we will have that. Again, there'll be three members from the community. All 3 will be from different districts as they are right now, and with Lynette Yates, and they will make that report. So we'll look forward to their hard work and due diligence on that. Okay. Before we start, I want to introduce someone. We have a new employee with us today, and Lacey Hughes. Lacey, why don't you stand up and everyone can take a look. And so Lacey is our new HR specialist. She's also going to help with purchasing. This is her 4th day. No one's more surprised than I am that she showed up today, but no, she's doing a fantastic job. She's been already meeting with department heads, and she will continue to do that, and we're looking forward to a great future at Team Warren County. So Lacey, congratulations and welcome. Sheriff Hightower?
Thank you, Judge.
All good. All right. Anything going on, Miss Yates?
Yes, early voting started today. So how many of you have already voted?
Whoa.
Wow. Started at 8 o'clock. You had an hour.
We had a hearing this morning.
Okay, I guess you got here a little early. Yes, early voting is all in our 5 locations. So it will be today, tomorrow, and Saturday. There will be no voting, of course, on Sunday and Monday, and we will resume voting at our 11 locations on Tuesday. For all those locations, you can go to warren.countyclerk.us. It'll give you the times, places, everything you need to know. If you want to know for early voting today, of course, it is Ephraim White, Buchanan, Fillmore, Sugar Maple, and Living Hope. And we will have those locations, of course, on Tuesday, and then we have the additional locations, which is First Baptist, Eastwood, Smiths Grove, the Warren County Cooperative that's out on Russellville Road, Warren Central, and Cumberland Trace.
Everything seems to be running like you wanted to?
So far, knock on wood, everything's going, and I want to thank Esquire Aldridge. He came out yesterday to Living Hope just to kind of see how the setup goes, since this was his first election to kind of come through. He lifted and tugged some tables and did some help for it, helped us out a little bit, so thank you very much for that help. And like I said, as far as I know, everything's up and going good.
That's
And
great.
we just want everybody to get out and vote.
And Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, it's 8 to 4?
4:30.
8 to 4:30.
At those locations.
And then 6 to 6 election day.
When you all leave here, y'all can go over to Sugar Maple and look at the new facility. It's really nice. It looks really, really nice, I have to say. It looks really good. Josh, everybody, James, everybody did a great job on that.
Yep. It's a great thing. If you have not been, if you have to vote, hey, you might as well drive out to Sugar Maple. It is fantastic out there. It
And
looks
we
great.
couldn't do any of this if it were not for Chris and his crew. I have to say, they do the heavy lifting on this. It is amazing how organized and
Yes.
everything his crew is. They're so helpful.
It's a great, a lot of great teamwork, and we appreciate everyone's hard work on that. We have a very valuable and very important duty in Warren County. It might go on everywhere else, but all we can really care about at this time is Warren County, and this election is important, as is every election, and so we appreciate the hard work on doing that job.
Absolutely. Thank you all.
All right, Jailer Harmon. Let's see him out here. Mr. Comer? Indeedy. Josh Moore? All right, buddy. Holly?
Thank you, Judge.
I was playing, I wasn't on mute, I was just acting like that. Thank you, Holly. Good to see you. Ronnie? Great. I think Tommy Loving's not with us today. Mr. Peterson? Well, he was. Great. All right, James, all good in your area there? It's good. Just want to remind everyone very quickly before we go to the magistrates that National Correction Officer and Employees Appreciation Week is going on right now. So we've got a very valuable group of people that work over at the jail and do a fantastic job. So let's keep them in mind too. Squire McWhirter?
Thank you, sir. All is good.
Great, thank you. Squire Aldrich?
Yes, thank you, Judge. I've got just two quick things.
Yeah.
I would like to thank Clerk Lake, excuse me, Clerk Yates, yes, and the ladies over there at Living Hope. They do is an amazing job. I mean, it was like a bunch of worker bees over there. The Parks Department, I showed up right as they were wrapping up, and I mean, they have this system worked out, and I greatly appreciate all their hard work and dedication. I do want to mention another community event I have coming up in 2 weeks from today, May the 25th at 6 p.m. This one will take place at the Richardsville Community Center. I would like to invite all the department heads and the other elected officials. The first event was a great event and look forward to these continuing to get even better and better. My wife has made the decision she would make homemade ice cream for everybody that comes. We'll have barbecue again, so I will feed you well if you will come out and be part of the community. So, but again, these are just two, these are not, you know, political events or anything like this. This is just to get Warren County neighbors together. And so it's not just the Richardsville community, but just the entire, anybody from the entire county wants to come out. Wait a minute. 5th District first. But again, these are community events. We're just trying to get folks together and have a better sense of community.
Thank you there, Squire Aldridge. A little advice, don't ever test it, do one with food and one without. I don't know if you'd like the results, so that's good, so that's great. Squire Cummings?
Thank you, Judge. I got a couple of things. First of all, this coming Monday, May 15th, from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. at the Bob Kirby Library is the Mental Health Awareness Month luncheon that David Hardwood puts on, so hope you all come out to that. Between 9 and 11 is at the Bob Kirby Library branch. Did want to make a mention to honor Jailer Harmon and his staff with the designation this week. We should always be thankful for the hard work that they do. Want to personally welcome Lacey to our organization and hope the great things coming from you. And last but not least, well, I got one more. Again, congrats to James and to Josh. The work y'all did out at Sugar Maple is amazing. It's really good job, and it shows you when we come together how good things can happen. And that's a room that community can use for lots of things. So it's a cool thing. Great job on that. But last, the 25th annual Soapbox Derby is coming up next week. The 19th and 20th is when the race is out at Fillmore Park. We will have lunch and an old can race on the 17th. 11:30 will be luncheon. Invite all of the members of the court to come. If you've never been down the hill in a soapbox car, you'll have your opportunity there, and challenges are accepted and welcomed. to throw people down. But again, it's going to be, it's an all-week thing. We start this Saturday for Impound, but it's one of the best events in the community for Warren County and the kids of Warren County. But that's all next week, and hope to see you all there for lunch. And if you've never been to a soapbox race, come out Friday night or Saturday and watch it. Pretty cool, really cool event.
It's fantastic. Yes, indeedy. Thank you. Squire Williams?
Thank you, Judge. I want to publicly welcome several hundred members of Rotary who will be coming to our community for a district conference tomorrow and Saturday. And we have a local Rotarian who's worked very hard on putting this together, and I congratulate Travis Keller for doing that.
Great.
So we're going to be showing off our wonderful community.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Thank you for doing that, too. Squire Lawrence?
Yes, Judge. I'd like to welcome everybody out to the brick laying ceremony out here at the Veterans Courtyard. It's on May the 25th at 8 a.m. We'll be putting out the bricks for veterans out in the courtyard out there. And another thing, I would like to invite everybody out to the Soapbox Derby. I've raced in the old can racing against myself. Ron Cummings cheated me. Yes, he did. He pushed Mike Buchanan's car and gave him a little boost going down the hill.
Well, he's older and needed more help.
I'll never forget it.
I know.
Evidently, that's right. That's great. Squire Lasley?
Thanks, Judge.
Great. Thank you. Great, another great day in Warren County, and thank you, Tom, for mentioning the bricklaying again. That'll take place before our next fiscal court meeting, which is May 25th at 9 a.m. But at 8 a.m. that day, we'll have that Veterans Courtyard ceremony, and I would love for everyone to be out there. I hope everyone, if there's nothing else to come before the court, we have a motion to adjourn by Squire Lawrence and a second by Squire Lasley. We are adjourned.